Just wait. Stand on the cut. Ike-san, really sound on the cut.
Hello, Neil-san. How are you? You were attending from Australia, right? Brisbane, Australia.
Yes, that's right. I am. No, I'm in
Hey,
Byron Bay,
we
south
do.
of Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Yes, not Brisbane, about 200 kilometers south.
Yeah, just now. Okay, maybe. Bryson-san. Brandon. Yeah. Hi. So hello everybody. Nice to meet you again. Nice to meet you again. So today's text. Today's lesson. Today's text is very important for us to do zazen. For us to realize who we are. See, although we are exactly as I always mentioned, we are exactly we are self. No doubt at all. No doubt at all. However, the things is, we don't know much about what true ourselves is. This is the whole problem. This is the whole problem. We don't know much about what true ourselves. This is the most miserable. The most miserable. See? So that's the reason. That's the reason Shakyamuni Buddha over the patriarchs just recommend us to do something in order to realize who we are. See? As I just mentioned, what true ourselves is entirely different from what we are just thinking about ourselves. That's much different, entirely different. That's the reason we have to do it. We have to do that. Otherwise, we may not be able to just realize these truths. See? So, today's lesson is number 41. Here it is, number 41. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. See? What does it mean? What does it mean? See, we are perfectly live in what do you call us? Live in the place without no problem at all, no question at all, no trouble at all. See, we are just living this place right now, right here. Yeah. Although we are just living such a perfect place, yeah, people just have a lot of trouble, lot of patience, lots of the trouble, question, problem. So called suffering. See, it's see, we are living in the perfect, see, entirely perfect place, perfect moment, without any trouble, problem, question. But people say we have a lot of trouble, question, so far. See, why is it? Why is it? We don't know much about our true self. That is the whole reason. Only this reason. Once you just realize this truth, you may not have any trouble at all. Congratulations. That's reason. That's reason. See, we have to do zazen. You see. So, with 41 right in the midst, what the Jinen Roshi just teaching us is, as long as there is a human view, we can see the real things. As long as we don't see the real things, the human intellect, the human intellect and the reasons know it very well. What it say? What it say is, see, our existence is nothing concerned with our thinking or thought. You see, here is, when I see this, when I just face this, as I just was mentioned, when I just face this, see, I just become what I face, what I face. This is one. This is one. See, there is nothing. There is nothing between. There is nothing between this and this. There is nothing. See, so what you used to think about yourself never enter between this and this. See? Then you recognize this. Then you just recognize this. There is a certain separation. See? Just happen. Then you will be able to just realize this, and at the same time you just recognize this one as what we say, the think about the self. Before you recognize this one never just exists. Never existed. Just before you just recognize, there is no separation element, just one. Just one. Then you recognize this, then at the same time, at almost same time, you recognize this as what do you just think about the self. But the other says, see, before recognize this will never exist. Never exist. Okay. So that's the reason. That's the reason. We are always although we are just exactly ourselves. But there is one more person, just with you, always one more person. What kind of person is what it says kind of a human intellect or human reason? This one, although human intellect was the reason, just to create by the thinking or thought. See, this is the reason the thinking or thought. But people just before you just recognize this, this human intellectual reason never exists. You see, once you recognize this, and at the same time you recognize this, and there is a separation between this and this, and then you just think this is the other, this is the self. See, then kind of a human intellectual reason just come out. And after that, the human intellectual reason just come out, and there is the two things. There is two things. The one is the things being recognized, and a person who just recognized. You see, there is a kind of separation between this and this. Then kind of human intellectual reason just come up. Then this one, human intellectual the reason just try to figure out, what it is or what it is or what the reason is. See, but before you just recognize this, as I just mentioned, those are the human intellectual reason never exist, just as it is, there is no separation, there is just one. See? This is the things just quickly happen, so that people just deceived by thinking and so quickly and so swiftly just happen. Once you just recognize this, at the same time you recognize this one, the separation. Before you recognize this, no separation at all. See, it means there is nothing concerns the others. There is nothing concerns what you think about the self. No existence at all. Nothing exists. Nothing exists before you just recognize the same. Nothing exists. So that's the reason I just mentioned about before. You see, there is our true self. Our true self is entirely different from what we just think about us. The self. So that we have to just realize this truth. See, that is the real Buddha. That's much different, entirely different. Okay. If there is a slightest doubt left in you, it will poke you from the inside. That's why you cannot really be saved. See, always this human intellect or the reason knows much about what you have done, what you're doing, what you want to do. This person, so-called the human intellect or the reason, knows much about what you have done, what you are doing, what you want to do. So that whatever you just try to just try to do something, to just try to just say anything about what you've done. But this person knows much about what you've done, so that even you just try to say wrongly. See, this person say, well, that is not the things you've done. You are exactly the wrong way. This person knows much about it. Always this person poke you, or strike you, or kick you. So that it's a kind of unbearable matter just happen in your the mind. You see, only this person, not what you think about the others. What you think about the others never exists. But this, the human intellect or the reason, just poking. This, the human intellect or reason knows much about what you've done, what you're doing. You never just deceive this person. You never be able to just deceive this person. You see, because this person knows much about everything what you've done, what you're doing, what you want to do. See, this person, you can just they deceive. You cannot deceive this person. So you have to be so much honest. That is zazen. That is zazen. Okay. If there is the slightest doubt left in you, it will poke you from the inside. That's why. That's why you cannot really be saved. You never be feel ease. You never just satisfied with what you have done, what you are doing, what you want to do. You never be satisfied with. Because of this person, because of human intellect or the reason. You see, that's reason, Zazen. That's reason. See, what's the Zazen? What's the Zazen is, as I just mentioned about, whatever just thinking or sort of come out in your mind, just release them as additive. This is enough. The more you just, the more you'll be able to just do it, the more you just become what you are facing. See? Then eventually, there is no separation between this and that, oneness. See? You never be able to be aware of which is which. This is Zazen. See, there is no separation between this and that. Right. Then, at this moment, at this time, you never be able to just realize what the true yourself is, what's the condition is, what's the condition. But some kind of things just happen. Then you just recognize this sound. Then when you just recognize this sound, when you just recognize this sound, at the same time you recognize that, then you'll be able to just aware of what the true self is. Before you recognize this sound, this, what you think about the self, never exists. There is a complete oneness. There is a complete oneness. Then you recognize that sound. You recognize this sound, this certain separation just happened in the same time you just recognize that. Right. That's the whole thing. That's the Shakyamuni. This is the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. That's the so-called enlightenment. Right. Okay. When you live your life with the reality that you have thoroughly lost your human perspective, the Buddha did. When you're in the midst of it, there is no sign of a human being, not even a hero of love. So this is the practice of Zazen. This is a practice of, as I just mentioned about, whatever you are doing, wherever you are, see, just thinking or the thoughts just come up in your mind, you just throw them away as they are. This is what the Jinen Roshi mentioned. This practice you do in the whole day. If you can this practice, if you can if you can do this practice whole day, see, then as I just mentioned, this and this just completely disappear. See? Then there is nothing. There is nothing at all. Right. This kind of experience you'll be able to have. Right. This is Zazen. So what Shakyamuni Buddha just realized is so certain, so certain, and unthinkable, unthinkable man. So, in other words, whatever you just try to think about, what the Shakyamuni Buddha just realized, what you just say the enlightenment, the revelation or the realization, you never be able to do it because what the Shakyamuni Buddha realized is entirely different from thinking or thought. Nothing concerned with thinking or thought. So that's the reason. See, when you do Zazen, you just simply throw away the thinking or thought as this is enough. Then, as I just mentioned, there is no separation. There is no separation between this and that. See, oneness. Then, as I just mentioned, you just recognize that this kind of the function of recognition never just lost, never disappeared, never disappeared. They want to this one just come out. Then you just recognize that. Then at the same time you recognize it as what you think about the self, but that is not true. That is not. Before you recognize that, this one never existed. Oh. You can be aware of it as it is. The only Zazen, you'll be able to do it. So what I just mentioned about before, what is Zazen? What you were just thinking or thought come up in your mind, simply just throw them away as they although it's very hard. Although it's very hard. I know much about it. Even Japanese is very hard right now. That's not people just sticking the thinking or thought quite much. So that even why don't you just throw away the thinking or thought as it is. Oh, I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna. Because not much people just sticking. See, click the thinking or thought. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. See, as I mentioned before, our activity action never concerned with the thinking or thought. You feel very easy. You feel very easy. You just do it. See our activity or thinking. Our activity or action is nothing concerned with the thinking or thought. That's the reason. That's the reason. See, you just simply just throw away the thinking or thought as there. That is enough. Nothing different. Nothing happen. Nothing. The more you just do it, you feel much better because you know much about. See, our activity or action never concerned with the thinking or thought. So you can just easily they threw them away. As they more. This is that. This is that. Okay. Why is that? Because you did, because this way is, see, this is a whole problem of the thinking or thought or concept. You see? As far as concept, there is at least two things, as I mentioned about. The one is being the recognized. The other thing is the person who just recognized. Two things, at least two things. See? But the truth is oneness. See, there is no separation between the and the. When you face death, see, I just become, when I just face this, I simply just become dead. Without the intervention of what you think about the self. No intervention. What do you think about the self? Never be able to enter between this and that. Then you recognize after recognition, the kind of things just happen. Separation happen. That this is not a truth. That is not never be received. Okay. Then for the first time, you see realize human thought, the movement of the mind, the discriminated mind or illusion, or the power of the knowing that you are whatever to grasp by saying. Or so that's the things that, as I just mentioned. See, once you just, if you can just completely throw away the thinking, the thought, as there is no separation. There is no separation between this and that. So you never be able to aware of which is where. One. Then, as I just mentioned, some kind of happen. Then you just recognize this sound, this sound. The other side. At the same time, you recognize that. Otherwise, you just recognize this sound. See, there is a completely separation between this and that. Then you'll be able to just realize, this is the reason. I just recognize. I recognize what we just think about the self. See? This moment, you'll be able to just recognize or realize. Right? The reason why we just recognize what we thinking about the self. See, before you recognize this,
I think probably the battery is low. He is getting the adapter to charge, I think, or maybe it's Wi-Fi signal connection issue, because I was just heard today. Yesterday also I was expected to listen to his English version Dharma talk, but he never showed up, and they just told me they had a Wi-Fi signal internet connection issue, and maybe it's not totally fixed yet, or maybe low battery, low battery, low again. Battery. You have to fix my pronunciation.
Battery.
Okay.
Battery.
Yeah.
Battery.
uh,
Battery.
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 Okay. Maybe low. And quite often happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't be familiar with. I mean,
Yeah, just
I don't have
Master.
that.
Yeah, just Master Jinen doesn't care. Battery is low or full. He doesn't really care much about it.
Sure. I would understand. He presents the lecture or the
Yeah.
presentation. Yeah.
Right.
Others take care of his of the
He doesn't care too much about equipment.
telecommunication.
Right.
Yeah. No.
What time is it now? Okay, we still have time.
So no, I understand. But,
Yeah.
if things become as well convenient, then they also can felt with inconvenience when something.
Yeah. What we are talking about, the language. Yes.
Yeah, language. Well, because it's yeah. No, I don't pick up on the term. I don't know. Even when I just listen to the Japanese, it's surprising how languages are, how it develops, and how understanding, and how others unfamiliar, and that it has otherwise I would rely more on just facial expressions or
Yeah.
emotions of so if you said laughter or something, then I can think that it was humorous, but I don't know.
Yeah, talking about the facial expression, on this kind of screen through internet, but also since I visited Master Jin several times. Of course, I stayed at his temple.
Yes.
And face to face we talk, and his facial expression is I don't know how to describe it, but so natural, no stress, I would say. Yeah. So since no stress, his smile is kind of special, looks special to me because no stress. So bright.
Yes. So you may, but that may also be, more universal through cultures to be able to understand.
I talked about Master Jinen to my dad in Japan, and he doesn't quite understand about the Dharma talks. but whenever I showed him Master Jinen's picture smiling, he always get great impression. And my dad would say, "Oh, his smile is always so special. He doesn't, he has not seen such bright smile. Maybe baby or small infant kids, they can do that, but for adult, maybe rare to see that kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
full smile.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
With no stress.
Yeah. Radiant. Yeah. Very.
He doesn't come back.
Yeah. No. Yeah. First time, but yeah, I understand that. Yeah, setting up lines of communication is challenging with whether a weather condition or if it's technical through the equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they have, they suggest solar flares or radiation, solar, when bursts of energy cause disruption.
Maybe too hot in Japan. Too hot. Their tempo is maybe too hot. I can quickly check the temperature right now.
Oh, you have your Celsius.
Yes, it is Celsius. So it's not too hot yet. Still, probably this is
Same.
Oh, Master Jin came back. Okay.
Hello again.
Okay.
Hello again. Hello again. You know much about everything just happened. Although anything happened, but just as it is, just as it is, nothing other, but just as it is. Congratulations. Can you hear me? Yamamoto sensei, can't you hear me? No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the final, then you cut clearly the roots of delusion, arising that you have been troubled, being turned around based on such things. You just clearly know much about what's the cause of trouble. What's the cause of trouble is. Okay? Because before you recognize it, this will never just exist. See? Then you just recognize this, then these things just come out. See? This is the cause of trouble. This is the this is the cause of our trouble, our question, our problem. See? Nothing at all. Nothing else. But this, the function of recognition. Although function of recognition is such a wonderful thing, marvelous things, but the people just deceived by this function of recognition. It's just causes trouble. That's it. Can't you hear me? Nothing. Okay. So you'll be able to. You never just have a trouble. 聞こえたのかし
聞こえてます。
ら聞こえてますか
はい。
はい。Okay. The reason, as I just mentioned, the reason why we have such a trouble question or the problem is only this. You just recognize this, and then at the same time, almost same time, you recognize what you thinking about the self. You see, before recognize the things, see, this one never exists. Never exists. You see, very simple. Although it's very simple, but the people never just understand what I just saying, even in concept. That is a whole problem. That is a whole problem. See, that's reason we have to do a zazen. See, otherwise we never just we never be able to see through or that see through this kind of trick. But once you just realize this, you completely satisfied with your present, presence, or you present yourself, or you feel complete or great ease, nothing trouble, nothing question, nothing question, nothing suffering at all. Okay. So if you don't reach this state, it is absolutely impossible to truly know the bottom of the mind. So you just break the bottom of the thinking or thought. Once you just break, you can just break the bottom of the thinking or thought, you're completely free from everything. Completely from everything. There is nothing what you think about the past or the future or present. Only what you're faced. What you be able to say right now, right here. See, nothing else just happened. Only right now, right here. See, this is when you just break the bottom of the thinking or thought, just happen. See, then you feel completely satisfied with everything. To attain enlightenment means that the roots of the mind is really dug out by the roots. You see, this one, what this say is, see, the thinking thoughts completely cease. Then there is nothing happen. Nothing happen. Then at this moment, at this time, you never be just aware of what's going on, what's going on here. But as I just mentioned, that the things just happen. Then you recognize this sound. Then at the almost same time, you recognize what you're thinking about yourself. See, there is a certain separation between the things and what you think about yourself. This is a cause of trouble. This is the reason of our trouble and question whatever. See, you can just make clear. You can just make clear what to trouble, what the question, what to come out. You see, only this. What the people thinking about the question or trouble or suffering never just exists. This thinking so just create this kind of question or trouble or suffering. You can just completely just make the clear these things, and you'll be able to just satisfy with everything. This is that. This is that. Let's see. That's the reason we want to just recommend you to do that in order to just realize who you are. Hi. I have to say very sorry. We just give you we just give you a lot of nothing trouble question, but kind of the stage condition. You cannot just listen to what I say quite much clearly. But next time, Uh, I promise you. I just promise you. We're gonna have any trouble with this kind of a time. So sorry to say. And again, then we'll see you the day after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow. 山岡先生。先生、聞こえない。
聞こえます。
先
聞こえます。
生、OK。そう、今日はすいませんでしたね。
とんでもございません。ありがとうございました。
で、明日、明後日、
はい。
今度はこれ修正しときますけど。なんでこんなことね起きたんだかわかんないけど。
はい。
すいません。はい。今日はこれでご無礼。OK. So everybody see you the day after tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Danke schön. Okay. はい。